yourself under my protection.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Let's put a smile on that face.
I'm touching myself tonight.
How can a woman possibly fight this?
There are two things I want to do. I want an American cheeseburger.
What's up, guys? Uz here from the DC vs. Marvel podcast, and you're joining me in my kind of Batcave stroke 3D printing studio, and it's been a while since I've done one of these DC Comics Legend of Batman Eagle Moss graphic novel collection videos, but I wanted to obviously get all these out there to you. So here today we have 4 graphic novels here, and that's why I'm really having to pan out a lot to get all of these 4 in, because we've basically got 2 special editions, War Games 2 and War Games 3, which kind of came together. The post has not been great at the moment, so that's kind of the way that it is, and obviously the 2 normal ones, which are the Streets of Gotham and Scare Tactics there as well. So I'm gonna we'll go through each one of these there individually. Unfortunately, I didn't actually receive War Games 1, so I haven't read this because I don't know what this storyline is. I don't want to carry on War Games 2 and find out I have no idea what's going on. So let's get into it. Start off with Streets of Gotham. Streets of Gotham, which is chronological order number 42. And is volume number 74, so there's going to be 80 volumes in this, so we're getting towards the end there now, guys, to kind of complete this thing. I don't know whether it's going to get to becoming like the DC graphic novel collection, where you end up having, you know, 100, 120, some of them going up to 150, and so I suspect this is going to be a lot less, and mainly because of the fact of COVID and all that kind of stuff, people are not spending so much money on these things. So yeah, Streets of Gotham. You guys want to see the spine there, so it's the Bane spine, right? The Bane spine coming from episode 42, and here we go, Streets of Gotham. Now, Streets of Gotham is a graphic novel that I don't particularly like. It's a Paul Dini, you know, kind of production basically, and you know, it's okay. I kind of, you know, I don't know. It's very well drawn. The storyline is decent, but I wouldn't say it's an amazing storyline. It's one of these ones that you look at, right? Let's go back here a moment. You look at it and you think, okay, it looks like it's kind of drawn to be friendly for younger audiences and stuff like that, and then they hit you right in the middle of the head with this kind of, you know, child abuse storyline with this young girl and stuff like that, and how they're trying to tackle that there as well, and then people going on fire. The main villain in this is Firefly, and his whole mission is to set people on fire, and you basically got Thomas Elliot, who's in jail. He keeps getting visited by Damian Wayne, and obviously he's trying to get out, and he's kind of watching with interest what is going on with Firefly. Some of these things, obviously, they're pretty horrific, man. People going on fire, stuff like that, and like I said, the storyline's okay. I wouldn't say the storyline is amazing, but like a lot of these comic books, you kind of get to the crux of it right at the end. So a lot of the Firefly stuff is kind of crazy. Firefly is trying to, in this, cement himself as like a major player in the scene, right? And you know, it is pretty much a Firefly story, and then Thomas Elliot kind of coming back to try and, you know, bring himself back into it there as well. So the Firefly stuff finishes fairly quickly, and then we get into you know, Black Mask, Zatanna storyline, you know, Victor Zsasz. The reason why I don't like this is because it just jumps from theme to theme, and it's like, it's okay, but it's like, you know, I want if I've got a graphic novel, I want this story to continue, you know, for a long time, building up the villain, all this kind of stuff, building up the storyline. With this, it's like, okay, we jump to one villain, then we jump to another villain, then we jump to another one, and yeah, I don't particularly like it. You know, you can see it's very well drawn. One of the great things is the consistent artwork they have all the way through, so it does actually look like a graphic novel that, you know, where everything is consistent, and I hate that when it's not consistent. But yeah, overall, I'll read this once and never come back to it again. But yeah, you guys can let me know whether you like that. Let's go on to the next one, which is Scare Tactics. This is actually one of my favorite graphic novels, and this is basically let's go in so you guys can have a look at the back. This, I believe, is number 75, and the chronological order is number 56. So you have the typical kind of very overly muscular Batman in this, right? And this storyline, Scare Tactics storyline there, Greg Horowitz, Tony Daniel, basically I find this very kind of well drawn and stuff like that. They're very kind of comic bookized, if you know what I mean. So there's no way that anybody can attain the physique of Batman ever in this. But this is the kind of stuff that I like. The true, when people talk about, oh yeah, Batman's not brutal and stuff, it's like he's like threatening to feed this guy to the dogs, you know what I mean? Which is crazy. This Scarecrow design I really like there as well. I really do like this story generally, and it's basically a storyline about about this about Talon, and about we'll get to that in a second. The initial story obviously is here, Talon, as you can see there, and then we get to Clayface, who gets released, Black Mask. Let's see when we get to the storyline. So the storyline is quite consistent because it's a long, drawn-out storyline. This storyline takes a long time to continue. You've got different Batmans, right, that are here, which is interesting. And spoiler alert, we kind of find out that they're clones, right? They're all clones by this this dude here, Dr. Toxic, I think his name is. And Batman ends up kind of finding out that basically he's put himself through this like Large Hadron Collider kind of thing, and he's had to create all these clones because his body keeps breaking down and he's trying to kind of go back to normal, right? So he ends up, that's basically every single time he creates a clone, it ends up melting down. I love crazy shit like this. I love it when they put on things like this and you just think, man, if they put that in real life, this would be some horrible body horror kind of stuff there, which nobody would ever want to watch. Mad Hatter making an appearance. Mad Hatter is the one who is screwing with Black Mask's gang, which I like quite a lot. Two-Face there as well. Now this is where it becomes bullshit. This story ends here, right? That story finishes there. That's the Black Mask end of the story, right? And then this story starts up, which is basically the Two-Face story, which is horrible. I hated it. I hated this story, and I just kind of looked at it and I was just like, oh my god, I can't even be bothered to read that. Right? And look, the artwork is very, very different. I don't understand how this can be part of this graphic novel. It makes no sense to me, right? So yeah, this is number 75 and number 74. We also have War Games, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through these. I'm going to actually go and go through those there when I get War Games 1 and the whole War Game set, and we'll go through everything. This is interesting. It's got Orpheus Rising and all that kind of stuff there in it. But until I've got all of them, we'll wait to go through all of them because they're really like one big graphic novel. So let's put this on the shelf and we'll see what that looks like. Okay guys, so here is all the stuff on the shelf. Let me pan around there for you so you can see the whole thing is looking much more consistent. Bane is almost complete there now. That was pretty much where the 2 volumes were, and yeah, we're almost there. We've got 5 more volumes there left, which I've got just about enough space for at the end, and then obviously then, as you guys have pointed out, I can finish off that DC Comics collection there above. This, however, this whole thing has really like put me off collecting any more graphic novel collections, just simply because having this kind of setup is really a ball ache, right? Having to take all these things out and kind of put them in order and stuff like that, just so they've applied this tactic so that people will not go and, you know, kind of stop collecting and things like that. Guys, we're gonna still collect. We're collectors, man. We're gonna keep collecting. But yeah, this bullshit thing needs to stop by them. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about the 2 graphic novels and the collection so far. You can leave your message down below, and I'll see you again next time.